There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said. "My fortune is yours for the taking, but you'll have to find it first. I left everything I own in one piece." Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line searching for One Piece, the treasure that would make their dreams come true. Yo, yeah, yo, dreamin', don't give it up, Luffy, dreamin', don't give it up, Zolo, dreamin', don't give it up, Nami, dreamin', don't give it up, 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 give it up. Here's how the story goes. We find out about a treasure in the Grand Line. There's no doubt the pirate whose eye is on it. He'll sing, "I'll be king of the pirates. I'm gonna be king." Yeah, yo, oh ho, his name is Luffy. That's Monkey D. Luffy. Gonna be king of the pirates. He's made of rubber. How did that happen? Yo ho ho, he took a bite of gum gum. Yeah, yo. His name's Zolo. He's just like a samurai. And a Lady. Nami's not shy. Usopp's doing that marksman thing. Sanji's cooking. Chopper's doctoring. Yeah, yo, oh ho. Set sail for One Piece. It's the name of the treasure in the Grand Line. Yeah, yo. Set sail for One Piece.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and guy with a lot of swords, Stairmaster. Oh, you got a sword in your mouth? You can take that out, man. We're not fighting anymore.
Swanson, you told me get the swords out for the podcast.
I mean, yeah, I didn't...
You told me I was going to be the guy with lots of swords.
I didn't think you were going to, get all three of them out right away. That's sort of like a big reveal.
Well, what else would be lots?
2?
No, that's a regular amount of swords. For a guy
if you have 3
in
swords and you have 2 of them out, people are going to be like, what's he going to do with the third one?
Well, everyone knows what he's going to do with the third one.
What's that third one do?
It's like iconic. It's this iconic thing he does.
What if he held it in his ass?
That's what we're all thinking.
That's more of a Dragon Ball gag. Sorry, we don't do that here at One Piece.
Yeah, so my apologies.
One Piece is a classy, highbrow operation.
Clearly, from what I've seen so far. That other voice you're hearing, of course, is our other co-host and iron-jawed general with an axe for a hand, Kiorein.
Join the Marines and climb a mountain.
Fight a dragon?
Or something.
Yeah, you're gonna...
You guys remember those commercials that they used to air, at midnight?
Yes.
Where they had, a guy, painfully climbing a mountain.
Yeah,
and then, at the top, he gets his uniform and he salutes the flag or something, and they're like, Marines.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. And meanwhile, Russian commercials are like, hey, once we conquer Ukraine, we can get cheap real estate.
I thought the Russian military videos were we're a bunch of heterosexual men together.
No, the latest one
we're very strong.
The latest one is just 2 guys in the trenches being shot at, arguing about where they should buy real estate in Ukraine once the war is over.
Yes, I saw this.
Which honestly makes more sense.
That's a lot more compelling
than saying fighting a dragon.
Yes.
If you're not going to have a society to fight for, at least have a material reward on hand.
Right. Yeah, and it's important to have that material reward when they're getting blown up by some drone from some drone created like for another a completely different country.
It seems like Russia's actually gotten better at the drone wars now. I've been hearing lots of stories about Ukrainian air bases getting blown up by Russian drones.
I want to see a Russian military ad where they're just like, talking about how they're going to get like gold coins or something.
They're saving that for when they have to actually go to war with the rest of the West.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they had to keep the good stuff in reserve.
They're going to have a guy who looks like Biden in a Scrooge McDuck vault. and Russian soldier guy. They're going to slap him.
Welcome to another exciting
take off
edition.
His glove and slap him.
Welcome to another exciting edition of TV Tuners. We're here again, talking about anime and anime-adjacent programming.
Current geopolitical conflicts.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up with Armenia?
Seems bad. But yeah, this we're here again, ready to discuss everything that we could possibly think of regarding television. But first, if you're listening and you're like, "Whoa, that made me think of something," a quip, question, foresight, otherwise, what should I do with this? Well, the answer is simple, my dear lad. Send it to our email address, and we'll read it aloud on the podcast.
What?
That's right. All you gotta do is send it over to tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kiorein?
You've intrigued me with this concept of a tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com.
That's right. Send them today.
Please. I'm so lonely.
Yeah, Stair wants someone to talk to who isn't just us. You know, summer is winding down, and Stair needs...
the chill is coming.
Stair's going to be sort of holed up in the house with us.
Why don't you talk to Bob Williams?
He's been a bit on edge lately.
Lately?
I mean, like, relatively.
Give him some more crack and he'll be happy.
We don't have money for crack, Keo.
Yeah, Keo, our buy me a coffee money has run dry.
Okay, well, get some more buy me a coffees in.
Oh, how would we do that?
In this economy? No way.
It's true, a single coffee does not give us much these days.
Let's go out to the streets with a shotgun and rob crack dealers.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Keo could be Omar and I could be Bird.
Okay,
yeah.
Who am I?
You're one of those lesbians.
Nice. Of course, there is another question that springs to my mind when we're talking about television. One that I ask every week. What did you guys watch this week? Anything fun, interesting, something you want to talk about?
I've been watching the Netflix Buggy.
Okay. Better?
It's not much better.
Oh, no.
I mean, you have like a decade of improvements in anime, in digital anime.
Well, you did send a screenshot to the podcast Discord that said the day of sex.
Oh yeah, well that's just true to the source material. But now it's
true to life.
The animation has not improved that much. I don't know what anyone who hasn't already read the manga would get out of this. Sorry.
Okay, so we will not be covering that. So
unless you want us to read it, which I don't think we can because the first series doesn't actually have any good translation.
Reading manga?
Reading for fun?
The book cast.
The only time I ever read manga is when I'm extremely desperate to see the rest of the story that's not in anime form.
Oh, you mean like Berserk?
Yeah.
Okay, Berserk is also a case where I will read the manga because there is there's no adaptation for a lot of it.
But also because that guy is
watchable.
goated.
Yeah, he's also got artwork that literally killed him. Probably
He did like 1 million little cross hatches every page.
Yeah, he made
And his
sure
heart
everyone
gave
knew-
out.
He made sure everyone knew how built Guts was.
True.
He spent 5 hours drawing Guts' dick.
I wish.
No.
Anyway,
They just draw his sword, which is not a phallic symbol in any way.
Oh, you do get to see the outline. You do get to see like the silhouette of like at least 2 dicks in Baki.
like,
And they're both like at
I-
least a foot long.
Tell me they're not Bakis, considering he's underage.
No.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check out Baki. Let's tune in on the Baki manga.
No, it's... One of them is a caveman from the Jurassic period.
A time when
Oh, you hate to see
It
it.
was
a
also
time
like
when
8
dicks
feet
were
tall.
simpler. Anything else you want to talk about, sir?
No, not really. My brain is
Okay.
mush.
Kyo?
No. I have nothing to report on. No comment.
Okay. My TV watching has been pretty slow the past couple
Tepid.
of weeks. Although I did finish Sonic Frontiers. Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah.
I haven't finished
about
on
that?
Frontiers.
How about that ending? Did you play it in hard mode?
I did not play it in hard mode.
So you didn't get to do the final boss? I thought it was available in normal mode. It was only
I think I found the final boss.
the one that has
What
the
was the
weird
final
genre
boss?
shift.
Yes.
I guess you can't. It's just not an easy mode. Okay.
Anyway,
I'm not an expert on this game.
isn't the new DLC supposed to be like, oh, hey, we did the ending again, but better?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. We don't know, folks.
It was a
Who
fun
gives a
game
shit?
for 2 worlds, and then I think by the time you get to the end of the second one, you're like, oh, we're still doing this?
Yeah, that seems about right. I never got past the first island.
Is that tune out on Sonic Frontiers?
Unless you're like a big old Sonic fan like me, like a big freak.
We are big Sonic fans, aren't we? We love them, folks.
we love him. Who doesn't love Sonic the Hedgehog? We love him, folks.
Yeah. If Sonic came to my house, I would do whatever he said, no matter what it was.
Anything?
No exceptions, Stairmaster.
We love Knuckles. Knuckles the Echidna.
We love the nipples protruding from his fists.
Love his nipples, folks.
His big spiky hand nipples.
Love that Dr. Robotnik. He's got a lot of thoughts. I love Eggman.
He's a doctor. He's a doctor.
He's a doctor, folks. Not just he doesn't just make robots.
He said he would build a robot version of Obama. He won't stand a chance, folks.
Yeah, what would you do if there was a Robama?
I don't know. I guess are you able to vote for a robot as
He
president?
was born in the United States.
Yeah, would people
Born.
be asking for like his robot birth certificate?
Yes.
And he would not give it, but he would return in kind with a fierce form of violence that we've never seen before.
Oh, that would make me vote for Robot Obama. That's technically more than regular Obama ever did to his enemies.
That's something new, at least. So Sonic Superstars, are you looking forward to that?
That looks good. That might be good.
Yeah, that's right, Keo.
We'll see.
I think it's...
Oh, am I going to get burned at the stake by the Sonic fandom now?
I think it's going to be mid.
We'll see. Oh yeah, but should we venture into like spoilers with Sonic Frontiers, or should I just say that the ending's kind of dumb?
What's a spoiler? He saves the day. He rescues his friends.
It's just Sonic Adventure 2 again.
What, does Shadow come back just to die?
No, so there's this. You've played enough to know about the robot lady or whatever the fuck she is.
Oh yeah,
the anime lady.
She's not a robot.
She's Dr. Robotnik's computer daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She essentially pulls a Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, well, she'll be back.
Well, yes, literally, but it's like almost the exact same thing. They literally go into space. He is supersonic, and she's like piloting a big robot thing.
I enjoy this arc where Swanson's the only one who gives a shit about a Sonic game. Meanwhile, me and Kyo are like, yeah, whatever. Sure, man.
I don't know why I played that. I don't know why I got through all this, you know?
Yeah, I'm a fake Sonic fan. I've not played a Sonic game since Sonic Generations, I think.
You didn't play Sonic Mania?
No, I never played Sonic Mania.
What?
Ooh, wow. But you're going to get stabbed.
I'm going to have to kill you now, sorry.
Yeah, someone is going to Brutus you.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the fact that they have all those levels that are the same.
They're not the same.
I don't know why I said Brutus. Like, I meant you're going to get Julius Caesared. Brutus is the one who stabbed Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's only so many times I could play Hydro City Zone.
How many times have you played Hydro? Well, yeah, it's been a lot.
Okay, but what about all the other levels?
Yeah, what about Stardust Speedway? Do you want to play that again?
No.
No, yeah, actually, you're like one of those fucked up freaks like me who's probably played Stardust Speedway as much
enough times.
Anyway, Sonic Mania is great and Sonic Frontiers is mid.
Mid is in actually mid, or mid is bad?
Mid isn't actually mid because at least like half of it was it just got.
What does actually mid mean?
I think I would give it a tune out unless you're a big fanatic. Also, I want to be clear that this is the first Sonic game I've perused since Sonic Mania.
Which was almost 6 years ago.
Jesus
Which
Christ.
was 6 years ago.
That means you skipped like one game then, right? Because it was just Forces.
Maybe, but since before Sonic Mania, the last Sonic game I had played was Unleashed, maybe?
Wow. That's crazy.
Which was like Hollywood video rental tier.
Yeah, I don't think I think I bought it, but I don't know if I owned it or not, or if I just borrowed it. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think Unleashed was unfairly maligned in its time.
I mean, it's like,
but you're a big street. You love beat 'em ups.
It's better than Sonic and the Secret Rings or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, I love knockoff. I love knockoffs of much more popular games. I love knockoff God of War, and for Frontiers, I'm sure I would love knockoff
Breath of the Wild.
Oh no, it's Breath of the Wild. I guess it's sort of Devil May Cry with the combat. Yeah,
the combat is definitely knockoff Devil May Cry.
Yeah, it's like a mix. It's like
in conclusion, you should have gotten Kirby in the Forgotten Land instead.
Oh, probably. That's on that's on my list of games I should play at some point. I've heard good things. Along with Mario Odyssey, which I still have never played.
This has been Game Grabbers.
The good news is you can play any Switch game you want. All you gotta do is beep.
Oh. Also, real quick, I've been slowly rewatching Breaking Bad. I finished season 2. It's wild that we just let them get away with that the plane crash thing.
Well, nobody was watching it at the time. It really exploded in popularity, like, after it came on Netflix.
Little contrived, Swanson?
It's a little forced. It's a little much. It doesn't hurt, like, the show overall. It's just weird because outside of him giving that hilarious speech...
Oh, yeah.
In the next season, it doesn't really come up again.
Well, you do get that arc of Saul being the only one who's wearing the memorial ribbon.
Oh, yes.
Throughout the entire season.
Yeah, but like, because all of Breaking Bad happens in such a condensed timeline that it feels weird that like people aren't still like, yeah, remember when all of those people died and bodies started flying into people's yards?
I mean, most people were not affected by it, so of course they moved on pretty quick.
Well, I mean, we're only seeing like little snapshots of their lives throughout that time period. Like, statistically speaking, if you're rolling the dice, a third of the time they're going to be asleep. A third of the time they're going to be at work. Just saying.
What are you saying?
You know, they got computers. You can't prove that, not even with computers.
Astaire had a point, I think. I'm not sure what it was, but it sounded like it was important.
Yeah, but Kio had to be mean to me, so I gave up.
Are you... I was just amused, I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, the idea that Breaking Bad was, like, they generated the scenes with probability.
Breaking Bad.
We got a
breakdown.
We got a sample of the days in Breaking Bad, like a randomly chosen sample, a representative sample.
I think another reason the plane thing strikes me as like not the best, a little heavy-handed, is that they spent so much of the season building it up.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm saying it doesn't pay off in a way that works.
People who watched it thought that like the cartel was going to come in and shoot Skyler or something.
And instead, it's just a plane crash. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, it is kind of funny how it had like Walter meet the dad and everything. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. So in conclusion, The Sopranos figured itself out way faster than Breaking Bad did.
I mean, season 2 overall is still pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's clear that they
got jostled by the writer's strike.
Yes, correct.
Because the first season was abridged.
Also, it's still wild to me that Mike was never intended to be created. It's just that Bob Odenkirk was busy that day, and they were like, "Oh, let's make a new guy."
Yeah, let's just accidentally make an iconic character of all time.
From the jump, too, he's doing the, like, Walter. Like, the moment he meets Walter White in this, there's no indication that Walter White in their interaction is an asshole, but he just has, like, this feeling.
It's years of
experience. You get the feeling that he's just an extremely weary man.
Yeah.
Which is not inaccurate.
Although, I guess, based off of what we know about his sleuthing in Better Call Saul, he already knows that Walter's a fuck-up.
That's true.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
It's over.
It's so over.
Yeah, good episode, guys. We've covered a lot of really nice stuff.
We're back. With that out of the way, of course, it's time for us to discuss the news. That's right. And speaking of Breaking Bad, some of the Breaking Bad staff, or I guess actors, got together on the picket line. Oh. Specifically, Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston. I think Jesse Plemons was there too.
The three guys.
The three guys. During their get-together, Aaron Paul said something that I find shocking, but not that shocking, I guess, when you think about everything that's gone on during the strike. Paul revealed that he doesn't see any money from Breaking Bad streaming on Netflix.
What, $0?
Wow. Well, yeah, that's what happens when your TV show starts airing before Netflix becomes the thing. I guess he didn't have to renegotiate a contract since it only went on for, technically 6 seasons?
Yeah, I guess so. Paul started out by saying that shows live forever on these streamers, and it goes through waves. I just saw the other day that Breaking Bad was trending on Netflix. I think a lot of these streamers, they know they have been getting away with not paying people a fair wage. Now it's time to pony up. I assume he missed saying bitch at the end.
Where's my money, bitch?
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, like that.
They should compensate people who are doing the work.
I think
in my opinion.
I think Aaron Paul should drop an ATM on their heads.
Ooh.
Now you do realize that Aaron Paul, the actor, is not Jesse Pinkman, the character.
And then the character Jesse Pinkman didn't do that.
Wait, yeah, he also didn't do that. He was in fact noticeably shocked when it happened.
One might say appalled.
Yes.
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman has a 0 kill count in Breaking Bad.
No, he shot that one Salamanca.
You know, he's never killed anyone.
He killed that guy. He shot him with a gun and he died.
He's never once even thought about it.
I'm gonna kick your ass, you little gay bitch. He also strangled Todd to death.
He was just watching everything happening.
He also killed those 2 guys at the end of Gran Torino.
Oh, you're also forgetting a big one.
Gran Torino?
I mean El Camino.
Yeah, he shows up at the end of the movie Gran Torino where Clint Eastwood's like a racist.
Yeah, he saved Clint Eastwood from the racist Asians.
Anyway, the juicy line, of course, is Aaron Paul said that I don't get a piece from Netflix on Breaking Bad, if we're being totally honest, and that's insane to me. Agreed.
He hasn't seen a paycheck in over 20 years.
I don't think it's insane. I think it makes perfect sense.
I think it's fucked.
That they're greedy people and they want their money.
They want their money. It's all about the money. And he should get his money the way that Jesse Pinkman gets his money, by killing all of those Nazis and dying, which is what he doesn't do at the end of Breaking Bad.
But he does kill those 2 guys who are friends with the Nazis at the end of El Camino.
Yeah, are you like, is this a bit? Are you ignoring the fact that he blatantly killed Gale?
Oh yeah, that too. Listen, my brain isn't that good anymore.
Well, what would you do if at the end of Breaking Bad, Walt comes to get his revenge and Jesse's already killed all of them by himself?
Oh, so you mean like Barry?
Yeah, kind of. Well, Keo doesn't know that, but yeah.
Yeah, you mean the fact that I didn't watch the last 2 episodes of Barry has been lost on you?
Yeah, last time it was 3.
Well, I told you to do it.
Are you still watching?
Oh, I guess it was 3 then. I don't know how many I missed. 2, 3.
Listen, it's only an hour and a half of your life, Keo.
Listen,
I'm
you
done.
got 2
I'm
options.
done with.
You got 2 options, pal. You can watch Barry or you can watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Make your choice.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I'm not finishing Barry.
Oh boy! Happy day.
Yeah, I'm giving it a full refusal on finishing Barry.
He'll finish The Sopranos before he finishes Barry.
Now we get to find out if Keo's sort of a Yang Wing Lee fan or a Reinhard von Lohengrin guy.
Which one do you think Aaron Paul would be better at playing?
Well, neither. One of them is a Chinese guy, the other one's a blonde German twink.
Okay,
so I feel like Aaron Paul's kind of out of luck.
Yeah, not really his whole thing.
I'd love to see Aaron Paul try his hand at a Chinese man.
Yeah, I don't think.
How do you think you'd go about that, Keo? Could you paint that picture?
Yeah, you do like an impression, perhaps.
He'd probably like put tape on his face to stretch his eyes out.
Oh yeah, Chinese television is doing a live action adaptation of Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Oh.
So look
Is
forward
that
to
good?
that. I don't know, maybe. I'll make sure to badger you into watching it. Don't worry.
Oh boy.
Well, badgering is not going to do it. You're going to need to use like some Bob Williams techniques to get me to watch that.
Yeah, you're not. Badgering isn't going to work. You're going to have to Skinny Pete me to do it.
I'm going to kill you with this gun, Keo, if you don't watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Well, if you have a gun, I'm going to do what you say. Like, that's pretty much the situation, yeah.
It's a pretty good impression of him, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't let him
thanks.
hear you do that. He's going to get mad.
Yeah, I'm never going to do that again for the sake of the podcast.
Speaking of the strikes, there's been a hubbub recently because Drew Barrymore, among a couple other prominent daytime talk show hosts, and one guy that is expected to be an asshole, announced that their shows are coming back. They're bringing their shows back, sans writers and I guess actors.
Wait,
That
so
was
they got
the,
Sans from Undertale?
Yeah, sans is coming.
I'm sorry.
To replace them.
I'm sorry.
I've got the police on the line right now.
That's what he sounds like.
That's right.
No, that is a perfect impression. Am I right?
Drew Barrymore recently announced that her Drew Barrymore show would be returning for its 4th season in the midst of the joint WGA SAG-AFTRA strikes. Of course, Drew Barrymore got a lot of heat for this, but she's not the only. Yeah,
she's scabbing. She's
because
betraying
she's
the
an actress, you
revolution.
mean?
That
So she
too,
might
because
literally
she's being a woman.
She's not the only one who is returning, though. Of course, everybody who's on The View was going to return. Kelly Ripa and whoever she's hosting with now, I don't remember. They were going to return. It was a lot of people.
Trail.
Do you think people who watch The View would care if they crossed the picket line?
No,
probably not. I don't know how many of them count as actors either, so it's a slightly different thing. I think the reason Drew Barrymore took so much heat is because she is, in fact, an actress, first and foremost, or was. She tried to sort of spin it as a situation where this was a good thing for her, saying that it was saying I own this choice, and that she was going back, but she would not be performing any writing work covered by the WGA strike. She would be on screen though, which I guess is not acting. Listen, and I'm going to be honest. I don't know what her daytime show's about, but it feels like
about her.
It feels like doing a daytime show with no actors is a pointless endeavor.
What, is she going to have like Bill Clinton on or something?
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, Swanson, Bill Clinton's entered the room.
No.
Hey guys, I heard you need me on the show.
Wow, Mr. President, you sound like Cleveland from Family Guy.
I always have.
My name is Cleveland Brown.
It's great to have you on the podcast. Can we interview you about
bombing Iraq?
Listen, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just gonna let you guys all in on my words of wisdom. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Eating ain't cheating.
Classic Bill.
Thanks, Bill. I'll catch you later. We'll talk about One Piece next time.
Oh yeah, I love that Luffy.
Wow, he actually knows the name of the protagonist. He's done his research.
Anyway, I'll see you guys all next time, and remember, it depends on what your definition of is.
Good one, buddy. I love that guy.
Yeah, Bill Clinton knows who Luffy is because Barack Obama put One Piece on his best mangas of 2022 list.
Bill, I need you to watch this.
Bill, we're going to be sitting down and reading some manga today.
Why does Obama post his faves? Why does he get to do that?
Bill, watch the One Piece anime.
Don't do that.
What? That's how he says it.
No, don't watch the One Piece anime, is what I'm saying.
This guy's made of rubber. How'd that happen?
Well, maybe we'll find out later.
I want to be able to provide what writers do so well, which is a way to bring us together or help us make the sense of the human experience, Barrymore added in a statement. I hope for a resolve for everyone as soon as possible. We have navigated difficult times since we first came on the air, so I took a step forward to start Season 4 once again, with an astute humility. Not sure.
Ooh.
What is that?
Someone got out the thesaurus for this one.
That's humility by making yourself
Paid?
a vaguely prominent news story.
By making sure you get paid money still.
By making yourself the main character of Twitter.
You get paid money, but presumably your staff does not.
Yeah, that's humility if I've ever...
Well, do you respect her more if she just said that the Guatemalans are going to kill her if she doesn't get the money soon?
Well, so obviously this got some backlash, and she defended her statement by saying, "This is bigger than me."
Oh, so it is the Guatemalans.
And she said, "I won't polish this with bells and whistles and publicists and corporate rhetoric. I'll just stand out there and be responsible."
You know what the most humble thing you can do is call yourself humble?
Yeah,
And talk about how you won't back down.
Well, she, as we know, she has astute humility.
What is Drew Barrymore even in besides, like, E.T.?
Do you remember all those Adam Sandler movies that she's in?
Oh!
It's 51st Dates, of course, famously.
Yeah. That was the one I didn't watch.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I said one twice.
She's in a couple other ones. I think she's in that one where they go to Africa.
Yeah, Blended.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, Blended.
Why? What the fuck? Why do you gotta make me remember these Adam Sandler movies now?
Was she in... She wasn't in Wedding Singer, was she?
I think she was.
Yeah. So those are some prominent Drew Barrymore roles that I recall.
What the fuck was The Wedding Singer? Why were they being nostalgic for the 80s and like...
97?
Yeah, that was way too early.
Stare, I got news for you, bud. They were being nostalgic for the 80s before the 80s were even over. Back to the Future 2 is like 1989, and they have a whole like cafe 80s scene.
I think they were trying to be ironic with that.
Maybe, but it definitely plays like just some like precursor to 80s nostalgia. I don't know. Maybe I should rewatch it.
Maybe that just points to how prescient.
True. Maybe is it time for we should watch Back to the Future 2 next week, not 1.
Yeah, for the podcast.
Yeah, watch it for the pod.
I watched that in high school in my AP Euro history class.
You learn about European history?
No, the semester was over, so the teacher was like, "I don't give a fuck anymore." Plus, we'd already taken the AP test.
She also stated, "I weighed the scales and I thought if we could go on during a global pandemic and everything that the world experienced through 2020, why would this sideline us? I just wanted to put one foot in front of the other and make a show that's there for people regardless of anything else that's happening in the world."
Wow, she really didn't talk to the publicist before saying all this stuff.
I think this is a good time for me to point out that last time there was a writer's strike, this was a similar thing happened with late night TV shows. Basically, David Letterman had his own production company, and the production company met the writers' demands, and so they were able to come back with all their writers intact.
Hey, that's cheating.
Yeah.
That's not fair to Jay Leno.
Well, that's literally what happened. And then Jay Leno and all the other guys were like, hey, wait a minute. And they came back without any writers. A shitty situation, but one that is slightly less shitty when it's just a writer's strike going on and not also the actor's strike. And also, I don't know. There's no defending it in either situation, I don't think. But this is like the doubling down of it. I think is 1,000 times worse.
A completely unforced error.
But Drew Barrymore has since announced that she will not be returning until the writer's strike ends, stating, "I have listened to everyone, and I am making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over."
So all's well that ends well.
What a roller coaster ride we've been on here with this beautiful journey.
Yeah. And while you might want to give Drew Barrymore the benefit of the doubt, there's one person who definitely never deserves the benefit of the doubt. I'm talking, of course, about Bill Maher.
Well, I love it when he owns the liberals and smirks.
Well, he was planning on doing all of that when he announced that his show Real Time was also returning without any writers. Which might surprise you that there were writers to begin with.
No. Having a writing staff.
Yeah. He tweeted out, he Instagrammed a simple statement last Wednesday saying, "It has been 5 months. It is time to bring people back to work." So he's one of those bosses. Hey, listen, guys, just come into the office full time.
So an Elon Musk type beat.
Yeah.
I love that conception of a strike where it's just like if the strikers can hold out for 5 months, then they lose, I guess.
If the longer you can hold out means that actually you are losing and not the companies. Smar continued his statement with, "The writers have important issues that I sympathize with, and hope they are addressed to their satisfaction. But they are not the only people with issues, problems, and concerns."
See, this is the liberal ethos at its core. It's all performative.
He's a centrist at heart.
He's more concerned with the signaling, but as soon as it's inconvenient to him, he rationalizes it away. And has no real interest in the actual material implications or consequences of his actions.
He just wants his show to be back, and he's getting antsy. That's basically.
And he does not like that people are telling him he's a bad person for it.
Well, yeah, he's trying to make it about. So he's trying to make this about his production crews and people who are also losing money. But your writers are losing money too, Bill. That's sort of the whole point of a strike, is to disrupt the system in this one instance. Nevertheless, Bill Maher stated that he was going to be bringing his show back without any written pieces. So he'd be doing no segments. I guess it would just be him talking about something.
Yeah, just running his mouth for however long he wants to run it for.
Yeah. But much like Drew Barrymore, he suffered, and all the other daytime shows, because I don't think any of them are coming back now. They've all decided to sort of delay their returns because of all of the backlash. Bill Maher had a great statement, though. I think even better than Drew Barrymore's statement on why the delay of the return of his show. "My decision to return to work was made when it seemed nothing was happening and there was no end in sight to this strike. Now that both sides have agreed to go back to the negotiating table, I'm going to delay the return of Real Time for now and hope they can finally get this done." Wow. It's thanks to Bill Maher that both of these sides are going back to the negotiating table.
Yeah, he really pushed them into action. They were like, "Oh my God, Bill Maher's gonna bring his hit show back on the air without any writers. He's gonna disrupt the whole system. We better get back to the drawing board here, guys. Come on.
There's a part of me that thinks that it was like a momentary, sort of like a moment where the good guys and the bad guys team up, where they're both like, we can't let Bill Maher bring his show back. Are we sure they can't cancel it? They've canceled so much other stuff and blamed it on the strikes. Are we sure they can't cancel this?
No, he's too important. He's load bearing.
Yeah, he has to be on in a slot that's not that no one pays attention to, other than like, I guess, very dedicated Bill Maher fans.
You gotta trick people into thinking that you can win politics by being snarky.
Listen, if you're if you're a real time watcher, I want to know what your thought process is. I want to know what you like about the show. Let's hit us up, tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, snarky, smug, and yet nothing to say.
Wow, it's like TV tuners.
Yeah. Although we at least tune in or tune out at the end. He doesn't even bother with that.
That's true. Should we start doing like new no-nos?
I think he calls them new rules.
Oh yeah, new no-nos is the gag that a comedian does.
Yes.
While that's all going on, of course, there is a show, and we're going to talk about it.
Oh boy. Here
Netflix's One Piece is a live-action adaptation of the popular anime and manga that follows the adventures of the Straw Hat Pirates as they explore the dangerous oceans, lands, and beyond in search of the mythical One Piece, a fabled treasure that will make their captain, Monkey D. Luffy, king of the pirates. But the Marines are on their ship's tail, and they are not the only crew searching for the One Piece. Armed with skills and an unbreakable friendship, the Straw Hats are ready for the journey, and even more ready to fight for their dreams together. Did One Piece let you sail on uncharted waters, or did it sink you to the bottoms of the ocean?
Hey, so when it came to this Netflix adaptation, it went far beyond my wildest expectations of what they could possibly do with this source material.
It's kind of wild to think about because so Netflix obviously, I think we've obviously covered Cowboy Bebop. I don't think we ever covered Death Note officially.
I think you talked about Death Note.
Yeah, I might have talked about it in a very early episode, but both of those are definitely more conventional live action adaptations, like easier, arguably, to do. But they both sucked. And yet somehow the most cartoonish one that I could think of, one of the most cartoonish ones, successful, it seems.
Well, this one understood where to fight its battles. I would argue.
Yeah. I'd also say that I guess when you're adapting a series that has like 100 volumes, you can't do standard Netflix pacing, or else you'll never.
Well, there's still a bit of that in this.
I guess so, but don't they go through like the first like 2 volumes in this episode?
Yeah, but I kept thinking, hey, they cut this, they cut that. Because I know they're going to come back to it later, like as.
At least they didn't wait till episode 10 before Luffy puts the hat on.
It's true, yeah. At least the group is settled together.
Well,
at least the trio, I guess, the classic shonen trio.
Are they?
Aren't they?
Yeah,
all,
I guess.
Aren't they?
I always think of it as like Luffy and Zoro and Sanji. I guess I'm just a misogynist.
Yeah, you are. Confirmed. Yeah. Cancelled.
Well, yeah, because the classic shonen trio is protagonist, female, and cool character, cool man.
Yeah, the
protagonist's
man.
boyfriend.
Cool, cool aloof man who is like,
the boyfriend.
I guess I guess Bleach doesn't really do the shonen trio, so I'm really just thinking of Naruto.
And that's why it's a blunder. Well, basically, what you're talking about is just Naruto. You're trying to apply that character.
Yeah, that's why. That's why it's just Naruto. Yeah, I guess.
You are eating from the trash can of ideology.
But One Piece predates Naruto, so really Naruto's copying it.
Oh, okay.
Or does it not?
I don't know. So anyways, One Piece. So here's the the thing. We don't actually have him say it's in the One Piece at the start of this. They don't have him say the line.
What's he supposed to say?
He's supposed to say, "My treasure, if you're seeking for it, it's in One Piece." But he doesn't say that. He doesn't say the word One Piece.
It's true.
What could this mean? Why would they do this?
Scholars will be analyzing what it could possibly represent for years to come, probably.
Yeah, so the one thing you'll definitely take away from this adaptation is they were definitely not just adapting the events 1-to-1, because I don't know if that would work particularly.
But I don't know why they had to change Gold D. Rogers' final words.
Yeah, I don't know why they would change that. That's pretty iconic. And
he says the One Piece. He explains what it is.
And that's why it's called One Piece. Now it's a mystery. It's like, why is it called the One Piece? Maybe that'll be a mystery.
Oh, yeah.
They have to unravel.
I should explain that for perhaps the first time ever on the pod, I am the novice.
The virgin.
My experience with One Piece is that I remember seeing bits of it on TV,
kids.
And that's it. So my understanding of One Piece is that Luffy is a stretchy boy, and Zoro has a sword in his mouth.
Yes. Zoro's voiced by Piccolo in both the dub and the sub, isn't he, Kyo?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I outside of that, I have no idea other than that it's about pirates, what One Piece is about. So this was, this was a whole new world for me.
An eye-opening experience.
Well, a sort of.
And I know a little bit about One Piece. I checked it out. I've looked at it. I've examined it, scrutinized it, thought about it, and decided it was just too long.
Yeah, I'm 600 chapters behind. The last time I read it was right after Luffy beat Don Flamingo. Well, and then they got to the Furry Island, and I was like, okay, I'll read this later.
The good news there is that you're still way ahead of the Netflix show, I'm guessing, by at least, 5 seasons probably.
At least 15 years.
Which is, it's knowing Netflix, so it'll never, regardless of how successful it is, it'll probably never actually be a full adaptation.
Cancelled after season 2.
This seems like it does actually have a budget to it, so I don't know how sustainable that is.
Reportedly, it has a budget of $138 million.
Like for the whole season?
I don't know how true that is, because Netflix budgeting is, a mystery, inscrutable. We've tried to read the tablets, and they just they don't seem to give us all the details.
Yeah, this looks alright. This looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's not glaringly bad in any way. Like,
the ocean water looks real.
It doesn't look like they filmed this on the same street corner 3 times.
Right, yeah. And even, it looks better than, like, Cowboy Bebop. I think by a mile.
Oh, yeah, the casting here is...
Honestly, I don't think Cowboy Bebop really looked particularly bad. I think just the writing was really, really bad on that.
Yeah,
It's true.
We're not gonna I don't want to have this argument again, Keo.
Part of what saves this show a lot is the casting and the writing being up to par.
Like, the only miscast, I think Zorro's guy is a little too young. What do you think?
Is Zoro supposed to be like in his mid-30s or something?
No, he always comes off as a bit more mature to me.
Well, maturity doesn't have to do with how old you look. He doesn't act immature.
I don't know, he seems...
Yeah, well, the actor wasn't serving it. What I'm saying.
Sorry, what'd you say?
What? I'm saying that he wasn't always serving that sort of vibe.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about it because I assumed it was due to anime aging. Zoro was supposed to be like the same exact age as Luffy.
I get the impression from the original that he's just like a few years older than Luffy, not like he's,
The Knuckles to his Sonic, if you will.
So, Knuckles isn't even...
They're like the same age.
Yeah, pretty much. For all we know, they were born on the same day. They might be brothers. That'd be crazy.
But yeah, part of what I like about this is that it's actually funny. There are moments that make me chuckle.
I want to say the casting director the casting director rolled a natural 20 and found the lawful good version of Ezra Miller when they casted Luffy.
Yeah, this is Inaki Godoy, I think is how you say his name. Is playing Luffy, and he's pretty great. He captures the sort of the sort of joyful optimist protagonist. He's like the predecessor or like the successor of Goku in terms of his optimism. Like, it's wild. This guy just keeps going.
Yeah, the thing about Luffy, which it's definitely amusing, is that he definitely does not seem like he should be still alive in this world.
Well, it helps when your body is made of rubber.
Also, canonically, Luffy and Goku are good friends. Hope this helps.
Sense.
Yeah, it's fully canon. The crossover is fully canon.
Goku would think Luffy's strong, probably.
My punches have no effect on him. Hold on one second, my cat wants out.
Would Luffy remind Goku of Boo?
Oh, wait.
Probably. I think
Anyway, yeah, the actor playing Luffy is tremendous. It's a crucial casting because if you get that wrong, the whole thing kind of falls apart.
Yeah, they did a good job on casting that individual.
And I can't speak for anybody else who shows up later in the show.
Back.
But I did enjoy Zoro. I thought his whole deal was fun. Nami seems cool.
He's got 3 swords.
The dynamic between the 3 of them is fun.
So, in the original Stairmaster, what do you think the age gap was between Luffy and Zoro, like, officially? What would you guess it is?
I don't know, like 7, maybe, at most. 5?
Zoro is 2 years older than Luffy.
Oh, it's because they got Piccolo voicing him, I guess.
Yeah, Piccolo's voice actor will always make someone seem older.
Unless he's voicing Kai Shiden. Which he did.
I couldn't imagine that. Kaiji needs like a voice like Roger from Doug.
So Zoro is a young man, strapping lad.
Huh. But yeah, so this pirate guy gets murdered. He says, "Hey, go find my treasure," and everyone sets out. 22 years later, no one has found it yet, and we get introduced to our protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy, normal guy who wants to be a pirate. His ship sinks immediately, and so he finds comfort in a barrel.
Yeah,
His ship sinks because he annoyed a seagull.
he's just unhinged. He's something's deeply wrong with this lad.
No, he's just got a powerful imagination.
He's got a great sense of adventure.
No,
He's
he's far too cheerful. Like
he's got a dream and he won't give it up. Yeah, yo,
give it up, give it up.
Like the level of unhinged in this character is much more clear when it's being acted out by an actual actor versus a cartoon character, which can be smiling all the time and seems normal, but when it's actually a person, it's like, oh wow, this guy is crazy.
Oh, why isn't this guy more miserable? Keo asks. Why isn't this show shot in gray more?
Okay, I'm just saying it's like if you're like surrounded by hostile pirates and you're just like smiling the entire time, like, hey guys, I'm just like hanging out.
Have you considered that he's more free than we'll ever be, Kiorein?
Yeah, I fear his level of freedom and his spirit. It's too powerful.
Yeah, I would say I would say it would be a problem with the show if it wasn't remarked upon how cheerful he is by pretty much everybody who encounters him. But specifically in this first moment here, where we see these two pirate ships battling and stuff. We get introduced to this lady, Alvida. She's a cruel lady. She runs a big old ship, and Luffy ends up on it. He comes out and he meets this little cabin boy.
Cabin. Oh yeah, I didn't like. They made him way less of a goober for this. I guess I don't know. They could
How
find
much of a goober is he supposed to be?
He's very gooberish.
He's like a really tiny boy in the original.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it might be hard to find a really tiny boy.
He's also like constantly crying.
Okay, yeah, I do need him to be crying some more. Yeah, they meet here.
He's like, "Oh, Luffy, you can't be mean to Alvida. She's the most fearsome lady in the East Blue.
She treats me like dog shit, but I need to. It's great that I am here." And he's like, "No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't settle for that, bud." I don't know if this was meant to be a humorous touch, but I do think it's funny that all of the crew are just sleeping on top of the deck of the ship. They don't have sleeping quarters or anything.
I think it's because Alvida sucks. Is that the reason?
I think that's the gag, right? Or the reasoning. But I thought it was funny. And Luffy's like, yeah, we're gonna leave. We're gonna take a boat and go. And they make their way around, and then he makes a bunch of noise, and everyone gets everyone's attention.
Oh, he accidentally strikes a bell.
Oh yeah, that'll get everyone's attention. This is where we learn that Luffy is made of rubber, essentially.
Oh yeah, Kia, do you think that they're gonna recast Alvida when she returns later on?
When she just becomes like the One Piece body type,
a beautiful woman. Yeah,
I think they're gonna put the actor on like a very strict regimen here, and actually
okay, good.
Make her change her physical appearance for the show.
Yeah, that's smart.
For Swanson. Yeah, she later comes back as like a sexy woman with a devil fruit, I think. And she's like hanging out with Buggy the Clown.
What, she eats like the sexy fruit?
No, she eats like the what is it? Like the soapy fruit or something?
And what, the soap syrup?
Yeah.
Yeah, she comes back looking just like Nami, basically.
Okay, I'm sure. That's an interesting choice.
Don't ask me why, Swanson. I can't explain it.
We'll see if the show decides to do that. But yeah, we during this scene we start our flashbacks here, because there are some Netflix tropes that cannot be avoided.
Yeah,
although
we get
I wasn't. Yeah.
So yeah, we get the Netflix pacing. We get like 1/5 of the flashback stuff that we see in episode 1 of the show.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, in this case, I'm not necessarily annoyed with them deciding to do flashbacks, because it at least is providing me with details that are important. It doesn't feel like it's padding. And like,
yeah.
This episode is 64 minutes and a lot does happen in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really be that bummed out when it gives me flashbacks as well. Like, at least it's doing it in service of moving the story along.
Yeah, but we don't get to see how Luffy gets the hat.
Well, something tells me I'm sure we will.
I want to see him put the hat on Luffy. I want to see it right now.
Well, go to YouTube. Look it up.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Yeah, Kyo has to leave. The computer's in the next room over, so he has to go. The looking
Kyo,
up computer. This is our
Kyo,
recording computer.
Kyo, how are you feeling on Shanks casting?
Huh?
I
guess he's fine. I don't really.
Oh, okay.
I don't have much experience with Shanks. I'll be honest with you.
Like his Luffy's mentor.
Yeah, I know who he is, but like, if you ask me about like what his character does, I just know he's from the flashback at the beginning of the show.
He's like the hat guy from Bleach.
He helps out.
He's secretly super strong.
I was gonna say he's a secret.
Well, if he's so strong, then why does he get wrecked by just like this not that rare creature?
Because he's busy saving Luffy's life.
Yeah, that's right.
Spoilers. It's for the Netflix watchers.
But in these flashbacks, basically, he's like a pirate, a respected pirate, and Luffy's like, I want to be like you someday. He's like, that's not going to happen. Well, he's not yet. And Luffy's like, watch this. And he stabs himself in the eye and misses. Gets a scar.
It's like, see, that's proof that I'm hardcore.
The guy's like, it's proof that you're an idiot. Luffy sulks away and eats a fruit that he finds in a case. Seems like a bad idea, but he does it. He's also 7 or something, so.
True.
He comes out and he's all rubbery. My man, rubbery as hell. And they're all shocked. Meanwhile, we get our first fight scene. I will say, one of the things that made me enjoy this show is that all of the fight scenes hit.
Yeah, that's the highlight of the
good.
program. If it didn't have these fight scenes, I don't think it'd be worth watching at all, really. But,
yeah,
I'm serious. Getting to see like the work they put into these fight scenes is pretty nice.
Yeah. I think part of the reason I enjoy them is that it does, especially when it comes to Luffy and Zoro, they have very distinct styles that the show showcases in ways that, like, everyone isn't fighting the same way. Like, after a while in the Marvel Netflix shows, everyone just sort of started fighting the same exact way.
Uh-huh.
This feels distinct. Like, Luffy is not fighting the same way that Zoro is fighting. And we see that here.
Categorically, you cannot. Because he's made of rubber.
Well, even in Cowboy Bebop, it felt like Spike and, like, Faye were fighting in similar ways.
Yeah.
Also, important, no character shows up in this and is like, what's up, fucktards?
Yeah, they haven't invented swear words in the world of One Piece.
I think they do swear, but it's not like they
Nope.
turn one of the characters into a different character who just likes to cuss.
Yeah. Like, Nami doesn't
Sanji
show up
will-
and say, Luffy, you're a piece of shit.
Sanji will never say fuck. That is my solemn oath.
Oh, you're in the writer's room for this?
No.
Not yet. He was going to be in season 2, but the strike happened.
That's crazy. Well, I trust.
That's why
I
he's
trust you on
600
this
chapters behind.
So anyways, Luffy throws Alvida off the ship.
Rest in peace.
And then apparently burns it down off screen.
Show us the fire.
During the fight, he causes a fire when she tries to hit him.
Oh, okay.
Something about the wheel explodes or some shit. I don't know. But there's that. I don't know if the whole ship goes up in flame because of it, but it is on fire in the background, which is funny to me. But yeah, it's a fun fight scene. It demonstrates. It is kind of impressive, these rubber effects. I thought they would look like shit, but they look pretty good. Yeah,
they're pretty good. I would definitely still prefer to see them, animated.
Oh, really? Why don't you go watch the anime then?
I could, but I'm just saying, like, they did a good job with it.
Live action show.
It was not an ideal medium for his powers. Still, I would contend, but they did probably the best they could.
Unfortunately, everything's got to be a TV show now.
Yeah, sorry, bud. If it's not live action, then no one watches it.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to people's Meemaws and Peepaws checking this out and being like, I watched the One Piece, and it was
Oh yeah, my dad loves it.
Oh, that tracks, yeah. This is a show for Stair's dad.
Oh.
Didn't he also love Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least in this case, he's liking something that seems much better.
Yeah.
So cut away from Luffy and his buddy, and we get the introduction of Zoro here. I really love this scene. It's pretty cool, man. This guy kind of kicks ass. So basically, this dude shows up. We get introduced to Zoro. He's a guy with 3 swords. And this dude shows up, and he's like, hi, I work for this organization. You should join it. And he's like, no. And he's like, you should really consider joining it. And he introduces himself as like number 7 or whatever. And he's like, listen, if they really wanted me to join, they'd send someone better than number 7. Which is a cool line.
He's like,
and then they get they have a great sword fight here. It's dope as hell.
He's like, look at me, I'm an important guy. I'm going to be in the show for a long time. And Zoro's like, no.
No, it is I who will be in the show for a long time. It ends with him cutting this dude in half. You get to see the blood. It's cool.
You get to see, he's like a little steak man.
Yeah.
You see the meat and the bone in the middle, which I don't think is anatomically accurate.
No, but it's fine. Neither was the amount of blood that was left after Alvida squashed some dude's head. But it was just like a polite puddle of blood.
Oh yeah, this is number 7 in the original. Is half of a sniper duel.
So what now? Half of a who?
He's part of like a sniper team.
Oh, okay.
with a lady named Miss Father's Day.
Do you think she comes up later?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely changed some stuff up here. And if you're a purist, which I don't know why you would be watching a live action adaptation, honestly, you might be perturbed. Personally, I don't care.
Yeah, I can't really fault it because the scene kicks ass and the fight was fun. It's a good, like, immediate showcase of this dude.
Oh yeah, this scene happens in the manga, but it's off screen. Zoro just mentions it when the Brock Works appears.
He's like, I kill one of your dudes.
I think the original number 7 just had like a sketch of him drawn once.
Yes. For a question and answer section.
I guess it's fine for him to just show up and get killed then.
Look at
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Wow.
It's more of a doodle than a sketch.
Yeah, that's not much of a sketch. Kyo, do you want to describe what this...
Can you describe?
It looks like something that you would kind of find like in my high school like notebook doodled in the margins. It's just like a guy with a 7 on his cheek holding a sword with like 4 hairs sticking off the top of his head. That's it.
Yeah. It looks like the only detail that they got for the show was the 7 on his cheek.
There's not much to go off of here. And I think they did a pretty good job designing this character who died in 5 seconds.
Yeah. So
Good
Luffy decides that he needs a map to get to find his way to the Grand Line, which is where the One Piece is rumored to be. So him and Kobe are going to break into a marine base. What?
What's your cat doing?
Mine? Right now? Nothing.
I could have sworn I heard it scratching in your audio.
No.
Okay, I'm going insane. Sorry. I've ruined the podcast.
That's fine.
Top 10 schizophrenic breakdowns of TV tuners.
They're gonna break into the marine base. But before they get to that, we have like the first like little meeting. They don't interact yet, but Luffy like notices the two of his 2 future crewmates.
This is like the DM trying to do the session 1.
Yeah, this is how you get the party together. Yeah, Nami is like busy trying to flirting with Navy guys. She purposely picks a small, scrawny dude so she can beat him up.
Well,
which I think is funny.
I think she also wants
and wears clothing
to fit the uniform. I think was the biggest motivator there.
Also,
that's why he's too tall, right?
Yeah,
it's probably easier to flirt with an insecure guy like that.
I think they would have all been on board.
So
like literally, she was turning a guy down who was like, "Hey, what's going on?"
You're right. I was just like, wow, this guy's so sad and pathetic. He's short and bald.
This little girl makes Zoro rice balls, but then they fall on the ground, and this guy comes up and steps on them. This guy who we will
Spandam.
learn.
Yeah, this is a classic One Piece trope here, where you just have these characters who are just the biggest possible dick ever. So you quickly get on board.
This was the perfect casting.
Yeah, this is great casting for
yes.
this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
What's his Helmeppo? How do you say his name?
His name is Spandam.
Oh, all right.
Wait, am I thinking of someone else? No, yeah.
He's the son of the captain.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
How are we getting 2 different...
No, wait, no, I'm thinking of someone else, sorry. I don't remember what this guy's name is.
It's Helmeppo, like Swanson said.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I think because I don't think
it's Helmeppo.
I don't think they say it in this episode, but he steps on it, and he's pretty much the biggest dick possible. And Zoro's like, yeah, okay.
Well, I mean,
we're not doing this, dude.
So far, there's going to be worse as things proceed.
I'm sure. I just mean in this moment, he's the biggest dick possible.
Oh yeah,
But also, he's not very threatening because he immediately gets punked out by Zoro. And the only time that he ever seems threatening is when Zoro is literally unable to move.
Completely powerless, restrained.
Yeah. Zoro kicks this guy's ass without even having to unsheath his sword.
You love to see it.
It's fun. And then he finds out that this guy's a member of the Navy. And so he gets taken in.
No, he's a member of the Marines.
Swanson, there's no Navy. No.
They're the Marines. They are dressed like the U.S. Marines from when they came to Japan in the 1800s.
Okay. We get introduced to Axe Hand Morgan.
Yeah.
No, noted because he has an axe hand. He has like a collection of axe hands, which I find funny.
And nobody has any questions about this, because who would ask a question of this man?
Right. Well, yeah. What do you want to get the axe to his head?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you're not going to ask the questions.
Just going to accept that he has an axe.
So
that's the bottom line. Yes.
Yeah. And he sees this. Luffy sees all this go down, by the way, and he's like, "Oh, this guy's a good fighter." Some classic Goku shit.
Yeah, the show gives a lot of screen time to Morgan, considering he's like the tutorial boss of the series.
Yeah. The cast listing lists him as a recurring guy, so I guess maybe he shows up again.
Hope not.
I
I feel like I'm one and done with him after this.
Yeah, I don't know. He kind of already got defeated by anime rules. He doesn't need to come back unless he's getting stronger.
In the anime, after this, he goes to jail.
Well, maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're sending him to jail.
And he gets jail scenes from jail.
To be fair, the recurring characters list on the Wikipedia is very long.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so maybe they just didn't really know. They just put them all on the list.
Yeah. But yeah, he like Alvida is a recurring character apparently, but I doubt she's showing up again. Unless she's skinny.
That'd be a very fast turnaround on that character.
We will not survive that discourse.
So yeah, he's pretty much like, yeah, wow, that's pretty impressive. You make us a terrific training partner. Too bad you're on the side of pirates, or just beating up Marines, which is illegal. Mm-hmm. And he's like, so you got to hang out in the jails. You got to hang out in the stocks or whatever. And he's like, well, I could just beat everybody up in here and leave. And he's like, yeah, you could try that, I guess.
But then you won't make money anymore.
Right. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll catch up on my sleep. I feel like they spent a lot of time making sure that Zoro got the coolest lines in the episode.
Yeah. Well, he's a cool guy. He's the cool guy of the...
He's the...
Yeah, it works.
He's the token cool guy of the crew.
Yeah, it works. This dude's cool as hell. I want to be Zoro when I grow up.
You will.
There's also a recurring bit where Luffy is like, he's got 3 swords. I wonder what that does. I wonder what they do. He's like, I wonder what he does with the 3rd one.
He looks so genuinely amused and intrigued by that. It's delightful.
Yeah. So Zoro gets put in the stocks and, or I guess tied up. Nami breaks into the base before Luffy does, and she's looking for the map before Luffy gets to it, unaware that they're having the same goal. Luffy breaks in literally right where Zoro is, and they have a little conversation. Zoro's like, "Yeah, I'm not part of no crew. I'm a pirate hunter."
And Luffy's like, "Well, yeah, you'll see. We'll see about that, buddy." You're doing that too.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. He's like, you sure about that? You sure about that? That's why?
Yeah, I'm.
And Zoro's like,
I'm sure.
Yeah. And he's like, listen, it seems like you got cool goals, but you can't do them when you're all tied up. And he's like, good point. He gets untied and he goes and humiliates the fail son some more. He like walks in on him nude using one of his swords.
He's nude playing with the swords, and he's like, "Are you gonna kill me?" He's like, "No, I'm gonna do something much worse." What could he mean by this?
It turns out it's not any of our worst thoughts. It's instead just a bad haircut that he gives him. Which is funny. Probably funnier than if he had done something heinous.
You like suck him off?
Is that heinous?
Well, I don't know why that would be much worse. Unless he's really bad at it.
I don't know why.
Sorry, I'm still working on not using my teeth. It was just the fact that he was nude made it much more ominous that he would say that.
Yes. Yeah, who knows what he was thinking.
Who knows what I'm thinking?
Well, you never want to think about what was going on in Stairmaster's head.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if Stairmaster were in this situation, he would have sucked the guy off.
Well, you gotta admit, that is a primo twink.
Are you gonna kill me? No.
Ah, no!
I'm pleasantly surprised. Thank you. Now let's take you back to the stockades.
But yeah.
Wow, what a monster.
Yeah, that would be the top villain of all time if he did that.
Yeah. Luffy eventually runs into Nami, and they sort of have a fun little interaction. They go to get the map from Captain Morgan's office. They have a whole thing where she's trying to open the safe and they're running out of time, so Luffy just pulls it out of the ground.
Because it's made out of rubber.
Yeah,
You see?
true. Powerful. And he pulls it with such force that the two of them go flying out the window. They land on they land out by where the stocks are. And a little fight starts happening, and it's fun stuff. They do the bit where Zoro's gonna leave, and then he's like, might as well join in on the fun, and gets into the fight. It's a good fight. There's not much else to say about it. Luffy and Zoro do a little tag team deal with against Morgan. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they didn't commit to the action scenes in this, I would have probably lost interest. But they actually did put the work in.
Would have gotten angry.
Yeah, if they just kind of like half-assed it, I would have been like, oh, okay. But they really sell the action on this one, make you excited for the next bout for sure.
Yeah. And we finally get to see what that third sword's for.
Which is pretty insane.
And, it's not for sucking off, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he does put things in his mouth, just not...
Yes,
yeah. I love the ridiculousness of a man who uses a third sword with his mouth.
And it works.
And it works.
It's actually good.
like it works perfectly well. Like there's no... Yeah. But also that in order to prepare himself, he has to tie a bandana around his head in order to get ready to put a sword in his mouth.
Well, you can't question it, Swanson. You can't do it. You can't do it, so...
Yeah, you could never do it.
It's true. I'll never be
You're so weak and pathetic.
I'll never be as cool as this guy.
You'll never suck off Helmet Bow.
True. So they take care of Morgan and they make their getaway with the chest. Who they're like, man, how are we gonna carry this thing? And Zoro just picks it up. So they go to a boat and Kobe shows up to be like, hey, listen, I'm not coming with you because I'm too normal. He's like, that makes sense.
It's like that's.
We're a little too anime for you, Kobe.
That's fair enough, Kobe. We're gonna be doing some crazy stuff, and I think you probably just be giving color commentary the whole time, and that'd be annoying.
Yeah, we can't have that in an anime.
And so they part ways, and the three our trio leaves, and we end with guys. Listen, Hot Clown Summer still rolling strong.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why is Buggy so sexual in this?
He's a sexy clown.
He's more like the Hunter x Hunter dude.
Want.
Yeah, he's more like the guy from Hunter x Hunter.
You take that back.
You know what? He's not. Are you telling me Hisoka is not? Is that his name? That he's not sexual?
Hisoka's a sexual clown in the most unsettling way you could be.
No, I'm insulted by the comparison.
Why are you insulted?
Because Hisoka is based.
Oh, you don't like this rendition of Buggy?
No. Well, see, Buggy is like... The thing about Buggy is he's a loser.
I mean, they've changed his character. They've clearly
heart.
changed his character here. He's a sexy clown in this one. Like
this man is a sexy
you're not getting
clown.
around it.
He's ready to do sexy clown things. All right, Stair, you're just gonna have to accept it, man. It's Hot Clown Summer. All right, we have.
This is like if they made Mr.
Tooth.
Satan. This is like if they made Mr. Satan sexy.
It's what the people want. The focus group said they showed the focus group like the lame Buggy the Clown, and they were like boo, and then they showed them the sexy one. They were like, hey. That's what they put in the show.
Listen, would you rather have this hot, sexy clown, or would you have another sweet tooth on your hand? Okay. I mean, I guess
Sweet Tooth wasn't miscast. I mean, it was miswritten.
True. But yeah, we get introduced to this clown guy. Listen, it's a great
also,
time.
it's weird that he's hunting them. It's weird that he's a threat.
Is it? I thought he was like a prominent antagonist.
No, he's like fights Luffy once, and then he's doing his own thing.
Yeah, and he fights Luffy
here.
Wielding like one of his few weaknesses too, and he loses. So yeah, he's pretty low tier in terms of threat levels.
Well, it'll remain to be seen how high of a tier he is in this show, since he only shows up to laugh maniacally and like sit sexily on a throne.
Do you think they'll include the part where he misplaces his torso and has to spend like months as his head and limbs?
Oh, because the whole thing is he splits his body into pieces or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I hope they do that.
That sounds like a lot of effects work, but also do it. That's funny. That's funny.
Sounds like it might be too much work.
Yeah. Oh, we also see, I think near the end of this, we get introduced to Garp.
Oh, yeah.
Who is,
We get they kept the snail phones in.
Yeah, what is this?
Those are the Den Mushis. Those are the telephones they use.
Okay, makes sense. Sure. Garp is the guy who is he the guy who executed the pirate in the beginning?
He's the guy who caught Gold Roger.
He must be pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, must be a pretty good guy. Or pretty skilled.
The snails are telepathic, and they use them for wireless communication.
Oh, interesting.
And they are
That's
a series mainstay. They're not a bit. They're going to be around.
Well, then no wonder they're stuck around.
Also, they will make onomatopoeia phone ringings when they're rung up.
Yeah, they're delightful little critters.
Right. But yeah, so he also hears about Luffy's antics and seems concerned. So you got a lot of plot threads.
I don't think he even knows it's Luffy yet.
No, I guess they said a pirate in a straw hat.
Oh. Does he know that Luffy has the straw hat yet? He might be like, oh shit, it's Shanks.
I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. But that's pretty much the end of this first episode here. Guys, what were your thoughts?
It was far better than my wildest expectations.
Sort of fucked up that they did it right.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of messed up that this is the one that they got right. But honestly, I really like this.
Yeah, I'll give it like a solid 8 out of 10. Which is what we do now. We give it numerical ratings.
I'll give it a 2, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be sad when they. It's gonna be sad when they return to the mean and fuck up the Gundam movie.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
It's probably never gonna come out though.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a tune in. I'm glad that the third time was the charm in this case for Netflix. I didn't think they had it in them. I was expecting the worst, and
also, the author was like personally involved in the production.
Yeah, that's kind of an important piece, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he learned from Akira Toriyama's experience with Hollywood.
They will just happily butcher it and have no remorse.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Now you mentioned that, Stair. But yeah, that sounds like a tune in on One Piece. And hey, that'll about do it for this week's episode of the show. But if you're listening to the pod and you're like, wow, I love that live action adaptation of an anime. What if I could get them to watch a anime? Well, you could. All you gotta do is go over to buymeacoffee.com/tvtuners. A single coffee will give you an episode based off of anything you could want us to talk about, with few exceptions. And as for next week on the pod, we're going to the realm of military propaganda.
Yay!
With, based on a real story.
Based on a real story. From the creator of Yellowstone and Tulsa King, it comes Special Ops Lioness. It's about some ladies doing some work for the CIA, and I'm sure it'll be totally not problematic. We'll find out just how not problematic it is next week. Until then, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
I found him.
Hey folks, it's time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Did you know that Stairmaster is actually a sexy clown?